Hello everyone, my name is Mama Prosper Irene and I'm here with another book summary. Today we are continuing our series on the book Everywhere Present Christianity in a One Story Universe, and this is the sixth part of it. So if you haven't listened to any of the other five parts, I advise you to stop and go back and listen to it so that you know where we're coming from and where we're going to. With that being said, let's get right into the book summary. In this episode, we explore a big idea that can change the way we see the world around us. Moving from a two-story worldview where the spiritual is separate from everyday life to a one-story perspective where God is present in everything and everywhere. We start by talking about how many of us, even as believers, might unintentionally think of God as being somewhere up there, far removed from our daily experiences. This way of thinking, where God and the spiritual things are on a different level from our regular everyday lives, can make faith feel distant or disconnected from the world we actually live in. But what if we understood the world differently? What if we saw everything around us as filled with God's presence, making the spiritual and the everyday deeply connected? To help us dive into this idea, we draw from the wisdom of the early Christian thinkers known as the Church Fathers and the insights from Father Andrew Loud, a modern Orthodox scholar. These early Christians didn't just read the Bible for surface meanings, they looked for deeper hidden meanings that pointed to spiritual truths. They believed that every part of Scripture and even the world itself was like a window into something greater. This way of saying things allowed them to experience God in all things, not just in explicitly religious moments. We then contrast this with how the modern society tends to see the world today. We often view things in a very literal, almost flat way. What you see is what you get, and nothing more. This mindset can make it hard to see the spiritual significance in our everyday lives. It pushes God and spiritual realities to the margin, treating them as separate from real life. But the early Christian view invites us to see the world differently, where everything from a sunset to a simple meal can be a way to encounter God. This shift in perspective isn't just about how we read the Bible or think about church, it's about how we live every day. Imagine seeing your daily interactions, work, your relationships, all of it as part of a bigger divine reality. This perspective helps us realize that the physical world isn't just a backdrop for spiritual life, it is deeply connected to it. The sacraments in the church, like communion, aren't just symbols, they are real encounters with God that unite the spiritual and the physical. Finally, we discuss how this one story view changes our relationships with others and with God. Knowing God isn't just about intellectual knowledge, it's about a deeper personal relationship. Just as we never fully know another person because there's always more to discover, our relationship with God is always growing and deepening. This relational way of knowing extends to how we see each other too. Every person is more than just what meets the eye. They're a reflection of God with infinite depth and value. As we wrap up, we reflect on how this way of seeing the world can transform our lives. When we recognize that everything in the world can lead us closer to God, our daily experiences take a new meaning. Love becomes the key to understanding and living in this one story universe. It's through love that we see the true value of everything and everyone around us, revealing the world as a sacred space where God is always present. This episode invites us to rethink how we see the world, moving from a disconnected two-story mindset to a more integral one-story vision where God is deeply involved in every aspect of life. By embracing this perspective, we can find a richer, more meaningful connection with God and with the world around us. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end of this summary. For questions, suggestions, and written form of this summary, you could reach us at christianbooksummaries1@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you, and see you in the next episodes.